For today's lesson, you will need some paper, a jelly plate, you'll need paints, a paintbrush, some water, and then some tools to make marks on your jelly plate, and then a piece of wet paper towel to wipe off your jelly plate after your first print. Okay, so here's how jelly plate printing works. First, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put some paint on your jelly plate. So the jelly plate is squishy, that's why they call it a jelly plate. But you do need to be gentle with it. We're gonna use liquidy paints for this because they work best. You wanna squeeze the water out of your brush because you don't really want it to be super liquidy. And then you can do any color you want. You could do all one color, or if you wanted to do a combination of colors, you could totally do that. Just make sure that when you switch colors that you are going to wash your brush in between colors so we don't mix the paints. Obviously, when you put the next color on the jelly plate, it will mix. Again, remember to squeeze off the extra water off of your brush so it's not too watery. So I'm just mixing some black and some white here just to kind of get like a gray color or just a mixed color. And you just want to make sure the whole jelly plate is covered. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take I have some texture pieces, or you could use some other tools to make marks on your paint. So I'm just pushing it into the paint and then lifting it. And what's happening is it's making some like textures and shapes and lines on your jelly plate. So I'm going to take the end of my paintbrush, the back end, and I'm going to draw some shapes. So you could draw with it. You just want to be gentle on the jelly plate. It is squishy. You don't need to push hard for this. It's just gentle. You're just kind of scraping into the paint with your tools. So when you're done with that, you're going to choose your paper and you're going to gently press it onto the jelly plate, and you're going to kind of rub. I'm not hitting it. I'm not like pushing hard. You just want to gently rub. And then after you do that, you're going to peel, and your design will be printed onto your paper. So cool. To do another print, you just need to take your wet paper towel and just kind of wipe the paint gently off of your jelly plate. It does not need to be perfectly clean again, but you do want to get a majority of the paint off of the jelly plate. Otherwise, that paint will show up in your next print. So a wet paper towel, and just kind of wipe off the paint. So I'm going to do another real quick so you can see a different option. This time I'm just going to draw with my paintbrush. Print it. Another option is to print on top of a print that you already made. So I'm going to make some designs and print it on my first print. So this is what both of my prints looked like when I was done. Some final options are when it's dry, you could draw over it with oil pastels, you could add details. You could print on top again with another color. So many options for this. So hopefully you give jelly plate printing a try.